Hi, welcome to Smith's Den. Today we're going to make homemade soap for you and hopefully give you some good tips and instructions on how you can do it at home. And we really want to show you that it's not to be shied away from, and you don't have to be scared to make the soap. So there's some ingredients that we're going to use today. And if we add any other ingredients as we're going forward, we'll make sure to show that in the video. So now we're going to show you how to measure out the water, the lye, and the lard. We're going to show you all that. We like to measure it all out ahead of time so we don't have to think about it after. We're going to start out with the water first, and I have the scale already turned on, and I set the container on there, and then I hit the button to clear it out. And now we can get an accurate reading of the distilled water. And we're going to do 266 grams of distilled water. Just like that. So now we have the water measured. We're going to set the water aside. And make sure when you mix the water and lye together that you always pour the lye into the water so that you don't get a chemical reaction from it. So the lye always goes into the water. So now I'm going to put my gloves on and I'm going to measure the lye. And I have my glasses on and my gloves on. So I'll put the container here and I'm gonna clear it out. So let's clear it out so we can get an accurate measurement. And we're going to do 133 grams of the lye. Yes. So we'll go kind of slow here. Now just to mention, make sure you don't have any small kids around that would like knock this on them and get burned or hurt at all. It's really not for kids to be around. 133 grams. There we go. Oh, it went to 134. We could just take a little bit of that out. And anything you dip into the lye, make sure that you put it straight into the sink. Oh, it was only a couple crumbles. And I'll rinse that out. And Allison, I'll let you come measure the lard while I clean this up. Does that sound good? Mm-hmm.
Alright, so our next step is we're going to measure out the lard. So I'm going to take this pot, because we're going to take it directly from the scale to the pot to warm it up. So, just like we did for the water and the lye, we're going to put on our container, zero out the scale. And what we're going to do is 1,000 grams of lard. So, make sure you get a big spoon. So, trying to get it just right. Oh, perfect. So there we have 1,000 grams of the lard. Our next step is we're going to heat up the lard on the stove. So we've already had it heating up here for a minute and it's gotten down to a liquid consistency. So this is what you're looking for, and we're going to take it off the heat at this point and we're going to let it start cooling down.
We're going to put the thermometer on it so that we can measure it. It should be between 110 and 120, the lard and the lye, and then we'll mix them together. that way we get a good chemical reaction. Right?
Yeah.
We're going to measure the lye out. Remember, you want to make sure there's no kids around. Make sure you have your gloves on and your glasses on, and you're in a well-ventilated area. And so we're just gonna go ahead and, you know what? I'm gonna take this out until after, because it's kind of in the way. So I'm gonna slowly stir the lye in. It'll probably get a little bit warmer as we go along here. Yeah, so it's up to like 140 and climbing. All right, so now we're gonna mix the essential oils. We're using Ocean Breeze and vanilla, and we're going to do 30 grams total. So we'll turn our scale on, like we showed you before. Set the container on there, clear it. And because we want to do 2 different flavors and we want them to be equal, we're going to do 15 grams of one and 15 grams of the other. So this is the Ocean Breeze, and we'll put links for all these items also for you to be able to purchase and make it easier. And I just did 19 grams. So in this case, do we have the other one? Yeah, black one. We'll just take some of it right out. Perfect. Okay, 15 grams for that one. I'll just leave that in there so it's not dripping everywhere. We'll set that one aside. And I'm going to put this glass on, the next one on there. We're gonna measure it out separately. This is, we do this in case you mess up. Like you can, like we just showed you, you can take some out and put it back in if you have to. So 15 grams. This is the vanilla. It smells so good.
It smells amazing.
Oh, see? Oh, back to 17, see? Messed it up again. Let's fix it. Okay. So now we can just mix these 2 together. I mean, that smells so good. Here, try it.
Ooh, that smells really
Does
good.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. Awesome. So now we're gonna pour, slowly, we're gonna pour the lye into the lard. And if you wanna get a good zoom in on that, you'll actually see it changing. You still want to be careful with the lye, even with it in here. It is not a soap yet, so you still want to be very, very careful with that. So now that we have that mixed in a little bit, we're going to blend it together. Alright, so now we've mixed it to the point where there's a really good trace, and we'll show you that. So you can see how it kind of sits on top when you stir it. See how it like sits on top? That's a really good trace. Now, we have our fragrance. Your fragrance you put in last. You want to hold that, Allison? We'll put our fragrance in last. Make sure we get all that good stuff.
It smells so good.
I'm just gonna mix it in just a little bit. We're going to add flowers in today to show you just how you can be creative and have fun with it. Sometimes we don't like to add the flowers, we just like to have the plain soap. But the flowers are, it is fun to be artistic, but we have found and discovered that it's kind of annoying because you end up with flowers dropping in your shower and you have to clean it up. So it's really a preference of whether you want them to deal with them or not.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the flowers while it's still a little soft. Obviously it's setting up pretty quickly on us this time. And with these kind of things, you want to make sure you press them in pretty deep, because after the soap sets, if they're not in there really good, they'll just kind of flake right off. So.
Like we said, you don't have to do this at all, but it's just kind of fun.
So this is our final result that we made today. I think it turned out pretty good. So we just hope that if you guys have any questions or there's anything that you'd like to see us try next time, that you let us know in the comments below. And we really do hope that you guys try this out because it's a lot of fun. You can do it at home, you can make them as gifts for other people, and it's really easy.
Okay, so it's 24 hours later and our soap is ready to be cut. So we're going to show that to you. Before I show you the soap cutting, I wanted to show you some pretty soap that we had made before so you can use the flowers and make it really pretty. You can make it be down in the soap. And these are the drying racks that you use to dry your soap, because once your soap is made, you let it sit for 24 hours before you cut it. And then you need to let it sit for at least 4 to 6 weeks drying before it's actually soap and safe for you to put on your body. All right, so let's get cutting this soap. And you can make this any width that you want. I really like the ridges on this soap thing. Isn't that pretty? Now when you dry the soap, you want to make sure that it's standing up so most of the bar of soap is, you know, hitting the air. Isn't that pretty? Both sides with those ripples. the ridges. I think that's very unique. And the pretty flowers on top. Oh, this is so pretty. So, as you can see, this is so pretty. You have like 4 little samples. Kind of chunky, like I said, because we didn't pour it in time, but I think that's unique and beautiful. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please comment below any questions that you may have, any future videos that you would like to have us show, anything that you would like us to teach you. We would love to hear your comments and see what you think of this. Have a blessed day.